This demonstration will help users understand how to effectively navigate Health InfoNet's Health Information Exchange or clinical portal. This is our homepage where you will enter your username and password. We will be demonstrating in our test environment, so no patient information will be visible. Also note, this link, which brings you to our data coverage spreadsheet, shows all the organizations that are connected to Health InfoNet and what data they are sending. This is very helpful when you are looking for specific data on a patient. Remember, not all organizations send the same data. This is updated regularly as new organizations join Health InfoNet and when we receive new data sources. This can be easily printed. You can also see a list of recent updates under Notices at the bottom of the page. After you enter your credentials, you will be brought to the search screen. You can use this screen to locate a specific patient. The more information you have about a patient to enter on this screen will help you identify your patient quicker. For example, if we enter Minnie Mouse, it will bring us to all the Minnie Mouses in Maine. But if you enter the date of birth as well, it will narrow down your search significantly. There are a few other important fields on this page to highlight. If there is a date listed under the opt-out date, this means that the patient has opted out of the HIE. This means that there is no clinical data available on this patient. If there is a date under the mental health consent column, that indicates this patient has agreed to share their mental health information and the data will be available when you open their record. If there is no date under this column, this means that if there is mental health data available, it has been shielded and can only be accessed with verbal consent or in an emergency. Also note the lock and key next to the name. If you have been in this patient's record within the last 3 days, the lock will be open. This is one of our security features. If the lock is closed, that means you haven't been in the patient's record before, or at least not within the past 3 days, and you need to break the glass to access the record. Breaking the glass brings you to a screen where you have to identify who you are and declare why you are accessing this patient's record. You do not need to provide a comment here unless you are in information technology support role. After you break the glass, you will be taken to the patient summary screen. On the left, you will see the menu. Next to that is the clinical document tree, and to the right of that is the clinical summary. Let's take a moment to learn how to access sensitive data. This test patient has not opted in for mental health. In the case of an emergency or with verbal consent, you can access his data by using the More button. Clicking on this will bring you to another screen where you will have to provide the reason for accessing this clinical data. Once you've hit OK, you will see the sensitive data folder in the document tree and on the clinical summary screen.